Welcome back, everyone. So this is a podcast that's going to benefit everybody watching this. Whether you're just an average person who might get in a car accident, whether you're an athlete, a football player, boxer, soccer player, tennis player, whoever you are, this podcast is something that will benefit your life greatly. I'm most excited about this one, probably more excited than I've ever been. So my guest today is actually the expert on the subject. Sir, can you please introduce yourself to the people?
Hello, my name is Robert Baric. So I've been in healthcare for over 30 years and really have taken a learning towards how brain metabolism, because I am a problem-oriented provider. And what does that mean? That means that when somebody has a symptom, why is that symptom? See many concussions, any type of traumatic brain injuries, and all the residuals as a result of that.
Yeah, it's fascinating how there was that movie with Will Smith, Concussion, and that brought everything to life and kind of forced the NFL to take some drastic changes to what they do. And one thing we hear about a lot is something called TBI, traumatic brain injury. And it's become something you hear it all the time in the media. When I was a kid, it's funny, they even changed how they tackle. When I was a kid, you were taught to hit with your head. Lead with your helmet. I got my helmet from high school back here. You can tell all they called them stick marks, all the different colors from me hitting people with my head. And now they actually teach kids better. You're still two large individuals running really fast head first at each other. There's going to be issues. But what is traumatic brain injury, or TBI?
So, Mark, I have really changed that acronym, because that abbreviation, the abbreviation TBI is not, in my world, traumatic brain injury. It's a traumatic body injury. And the research is so replete with, when you get a head bump, think of what your brain controls, everything. So there is research showing that you get a head injury, it affects your testosterone production. It affects your gut microbiome. It affects your cardiac output. It affects your pituitary gland, which affects bone density and joint health and muscle building. It affects, I want to go through this whole list, and it's like, holy heck. It affects, of course, cognitive, depression, anxiety, blah, blah, blah. It affects sleep. It affects your blood-brain barrier. So TBI, which we've always known abbreviation, traumatic brain injury, it's not. It's a traumatic body injury. And it's all through the literature, but no one's reading it. And this kind of pushed me, because patients would come in and say, oh, I've been on heart meds for 2 years. And I said, well, tell me about before that. And they're like, or I've gotten out of the point where they'd say, I've had heart issues for the last 2 years. And I'd say, tell me about your concussion in 2020. And they're looking at me like, I didn't have one. Oh, no, I didn't have one. But I had a car accident. And I said, you had a concussion. So that really has opened me to jump on PubMed and say TBI, heart issues. It affects your heart output.